Hello, dear friends. In today's video lecture, we will see another important equation, that is Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. So far, we studied two important equations. One is called as Gibbs free energy equation. What is that equation? G is equal to H minus Ts. What is G there? G is the Gibbs free energy change of the system. What is H? H is the enthalpy of that system, and T is temperature, S is the entropy of the given system. We saw another important equation, that is Helmholtz free energy equation. That is what? H is equal to E minus Ts. Again here H is nothing but what? Enthalpy of a given system. E is the internal energy of that system, and T is temperature, S is the entropy of that particular system. Okay. Now today we want to study another important equation, that is a Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. So these two person, Gibbs and Helmholtz, derive a new equation called as Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, which is used to study the free energy change, enthalpy change, as well as rate of change of free energy with temperature at constant pressure. Now this whole term can be written in the form of equation, that is what? Del by delta G upon del by T at constant pressure. So if we have such equation, then we always say that it is a rate of change of free energy with temperature. So the meaning of rate of change of free energy with temperature at constant pressure P, that whole sentence is written in the form of del by delta G upon del by T at constant pressure. So that relation is called as Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Okay, everybody understood? Now what is the use of that equation? This equation is used to calculate some important thermodynamic parameter. Which thermodynamic parameter generally? One is delta H, that is enthalpy change. Second one is delta E, that is change in internal energy, and delta S, that is change in entropy of that particular system. So all these three important thermodynamic parameter can be related to one another, or we can calculate any one among the three parameter with the help of this equation. That equation is known as Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Now we will see how that equation is derived. So we will start with first important fundamental equation of Gibbs free energy, that is G is equal to H minus Ts. I already told you the meaning of that particular equation. What is G, what is H, what is T, and what is S. So always remember, what is the Gibbs free energy equation? G is equal to H minus Ts. Remember this. But here H is equal to what? H is a enthalpy, and enthalpy is defined as what? It is the product of internal energy and PV type of work done. That means enthalpy is the summation of internal energy and work done by the system. So if you substitute this value of H into Gibbs free energy equation, then you will get what? G is equal to E plus PV minus Ts. Okay, so G is equal to E plus PV minus Ts. This is the equation where we want to do a differentiation. So when you differentiate equation number 40, we will get what? Dg is equal to dE plus PdV plus VdP minus TdS minus SdT. Okay, so this whole equation, if you return, then equation is called as a complete differentiation. According to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to dE plus PdV. Also ds is what? Delta S is what? Delta S is equal to dq reversible upon T. That is the second law of thermodynamics. So TdS is equal to what? dE plus PdV, or D is equal to what? TdS minus PdV. Substituting this equation in equation number 41, we will get what? dg is equal to Vdp minus SdT by cancelling some common terms. At constant pressure, dP is equal to 0, therefore dg is equal to minus SdT. Remember, if G1 and G2s are the initial and final state free energies of that given system, then dG1 and dG2, this is the small change in free energies of initial and final state of the system, can be written by dG1 is equal to minus S1 dt if the change is very small, at very small temperature change. So dG1 is equal to minus S1 dt and dG2 is equal to minus S2 dt, where S1 and S2s are the entropies of initial and final states. Subtract equation 45 from 46 gives dG2 minus dG1 is equal to minus S2 dt plus S1 dt. Therefore, dG2 minus dG1 is equal to minus S2 minus S1 in bracket dt, or d delta G is equal to minus delta S dt. At constant pressure, d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure P is equal to minus delta S, but delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So, minus delta H is equal to dG minus delta H upon T. So, this is equation number 48. From equation 47 and 48, delta G minus delta H upon T is equal to d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure P. Therefore, delta G is equal to delta H plus T in bracket d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure. This equation is called as Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. The term d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure P is called as temperature coefficient of the given change. So, this is called as Gibbs free energy, Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Now, these two equations are very important to calculate the various thermodynamic parameters. So, we have on the basis of that equation, we want to study two important numericals. So, first one is calculate the free energy change of a process whose enthalpy change at 373 Kelvin is minus 264.93 kilojoule and the temperature coefficient of the process is 19.58 joule. So, if you combine, put this, if you take an equation that is called as Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, delta G is equal to delta H plus T in bracket d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure P, which is equal to minus 264.93 plus 373 into 19.58 upon 1000. Why 1000 is taken there? Because temperature coefficient is given in joule, we want to convert in kilojoule. So, we will get the answer, that is minus 257.63 kilojoule. We will take another important problem on the same equation, that is to calculate the free energy change accompanying the given process is minus 91.21 kilojoule at 298 Kelvin and minus 89.12 kilojoule at 303 kilojoule. Calculate the enthalpy change for the process at 298 Kelvin. By Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, delta G is equal to delta H plus T d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure P. They have given the free energy change for initial and final state at two different temperatures. At 293 Kelvin it is minus 91.21 and for 303 Kelvin it is minus 89.12 kilojoule. So, if you substitute that values, you will get the answer. Temperature coefficient d by delta G upon d by T at constant pressure P is equal to 0.209 kilojoule. Now, we want to calculate delta G, which is the average of both the states, initial and final state. You will get dG1 plus dG2 upon 2, which is minus 91.21 plus minus 89.12 upon 2, which is minus 90.10165 kilojoule. Substituting the in Gibbs-Helmholtz equation gives minus 90.165 delta H plus 298.20.209. So, answer is minus 152.44 447 kilojoule. So these two important problems we saw. In next lecture we will study another important thermodynamic parameter, that is partial molar properties. Okay, we will see in the next lecture.